Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So you guys have been seeing a lot of the ZL1 recently. If you guys haven't seen the last video of the car on the dyno and the reveal of how much power this car makes, then you guys should definitely go check it out. It's the very last video I posted. But now that everything is complete, I just want to do the final touches on the car. And that includes finally installing this gauge from AeroForce, and this is how I'm going to read the ethanol content in the car. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, so I know how much ethanol is actually in there. So now that's what we're gonna be working on. All right, so starting off, open the driver's door. Okay, so as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually used to have the AEM AFR gauge in the car, which was just always giving me problems, and it just was not a good gauge. So I literally just unplugged that. We still have all the wiring right here, so if you guys see old wiring, that's what it is. And that's why I already have one of these gauge pods in here. I kind of already took that out. So, but right now we're going to install the AeroForce gauge, ignoring all of the old wires in there. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave them in there in case I do want to plug that other one back in. I'm not really sure what I want to do with that yet. If you guys have any recommendations, drop them down in the comments because I don't know. I'm just gonna leave them in there because I don't feel like dealing with that right now, honestly. Now I'm gonna run this new one through. So we have the OBD2 connector, and then this is gonna plug in down there, and we're gonna run it through here. So first I'm gonna start by just popping off these panels. I know you can pop off this one, and then yeah, let's figure that out really quick. So first gonna take a little trim tool, and we're gonna pop off, I know there are 4 clips in here. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So just pry this up, and then we're gonna pop this off. Okay, that's honestly very easy. Without breaking it, you know. That was like extremely easy, like unreal easy though. All right, so we have that panel here, and now as you guys can see, this is where all my old wiring was routed. All right, so now you're just gonna take the OBD connector or the cable and route it through here. So I went underneath, and then with this panel off, you can kind of see it up there, and then pulled it through all the way to the top. So this is where it's gonna plug in to the gauge. Now we're gonna take the old gauge pod. I already had this. This is really nice because it makes it look super OEM. Honestly, I should get a new piece of 3M. That way the gauge doesn't move around and everything. So let me get a piece of that. All right, so now with this ready to go and routed through up top, I'm gonna be putting the new, or the pre-existing, honestly, gauge pod back in. So just pulling this through, and then this goes in here, and that lays right in there. And now we have the wiring. So now what I can do is take the gauge pod, and then we are just going to plug this in. All right, and then that is plugged in. And then I did put some new 3M tape right here so that this doesn't move around. So we're gonna stick this in there. All right, and then I'm gonna make sure this is all straight and good to go. Now that is in there, everything's plugged in. I am going to just clean up this wiring a little bit because we have a bunch extra. All right, this zip tied all nice and neat. I am just cutting it off, the excess. Bam, and then we're gonna stick this in here, there, and then now I'm going to just put the panel back in. And that's clicked in there. Once that is all done, you can just plug in, and we're good to go. So everything is installed, it's on, ready to go. Here is a little close-up view of what the gauge is looking like on. Right now it is just showing the trans temp and alcohol percentage. Right now it says it's at 38%. So right now I'm at the gas station. I'm gonna put some more 91 in it and just test to see if that number changes at all. And yeah, so let's put some gas in the car and test it out.
casual Scottsdale spotting. Well,
Okay. All right, now let's check. No. Now I'm gonna turn on the car and we're gonna see if it works. All right, guys, so I had to let it run a little bit and drove the car so it could mix up a little bit. It did end up dropping in percentage, so I believe it's like at 23% now. So I know that it works and we are good to go. Now I am gonna start the car and you guys can hear it. I'm gonna show you the final product, what it looks like, and that's a wrap.